What is going on, everybody? I am the Cross Celtic, and we are back for episode 3 of our Cubs Dynasty. We finished last year 51 and 43. Coming in, I believe we did a live start on June 22nd, I believe it was. So we ended up finishing on a positive uh, near the end of last season. Batting average was low, but our ERA was down by a lot. And we made it through the off season. And looking at salaries here, who did we sign? I think our big one was Andrew Benintendi. We signed him for 7-year contract worth $89.6 million. I've always really liked Andrew Benintendi in this game. He's a great fielder. Got some decent speed to him. And his batting is pretty solid. So we got him for the next 7 years, only 28. I felt that was a contract I could roll with. We got Joe Ross in the rotation. Head scout was feeling pretty solid on his fastball and his slider, so I figured that might be something that we could roll with. He also finished really good with Washington last year, 3-0 with a 2.20 ERA and 4 starts. So I'm hoping he can have some sort of close to around that success coming over to us. We re-signed David Price. He finished 338 and 34 innings for us last season. We got Mike Clevenger. We signed him to a 3-year deal. Head scout is pretty high on him, a little less on the curveball. And his changeup is just garbage. We got Andrew Chafin back in the bullpen. He did really well. 196 ERA. 3-3 in 23 innings for the White Sox. So definitely happy to have him back. Chad Green, he's going to be our closer, looks like. Fastball, curveball, 96 to 98. Pretty solid on him, too. So we got some pieces that we're rolling with here that I think will give us a lot more success. We got Matt Duffy coming in to play third. I'm hoping that he can just play a little bit more solid on base because our scout was definitely feeling him. And he can kind of play all over defensively. So yeah, we're going to see where we go with that. And hopefully we can get back to the playoffs, if not close to near the top of the division for this season. So opening day starter is going to be Mike Clevenger is going to get the opening day start. And so let's continue on from there. And let's see if we can get to the deadline tonight. Started off with a loss. Ouch. Player development. Looks like everybody's going downhill when it comes to potential rating drops. That's not good. It's not good at all. Oh my God. Especially Jackson Ferris. Really took a shot there. Was this the guy that we signed for $10 million? I think that might have been... When did we draft you? Where's your history? Yes, that was the guy that got the signing bonus of $10 million. His potential just went from 4.5 stars down to 2.5. Oh, my boy. What a waste of money. God damn. Well, we took the risk on him, and I mean, he still only is 19 years old, so he still has a couple of years till he's going to have a chance at the big league, so hopefully he can turn that around, but not a very good start so far. Not a very good start for us so far. We're now 0-3. That's ugly. So not off to a good start after the first week, 2-5. We lost 5 in a row before finally winning back-to-back games, so we got out of that slump at least. Still going on 2-7, 3-7. Oh my God. Jordan Hicks is back? Jordan Hicks, my boy. Oh man, but I think you took a little bit of a hit, didn't you? Yeah, stuff went down. Movement went down. Or, no, stayed the same. Stuff went down. His control Potential went down. Oh, God. Well, I mean, I guess that's what happens when you tear your rotator cuff. Hopefully he can get better here. Trade offer from the Royals. I have misgivings about this trade. The price is too steep, is what Carter thinks. And Carter's usually pretty spot on. I usually agree with Carter. Let's see. Frazier, you're 25 years old. Ooh, the head scout feels good about him, though. Like, as far as velocity and everything. And 279 ERA to finish off the season with Double-A. So he finished strong. But who do we want to give up? For 22-year-old Santana. I mean, I'm not feeling very solid on Santana. The contact is too low for my liking. Power is too low. Gap power is too low. Eye discipline is alright, and his avoiding strikeouts is decent. Yeah, 248, 4 home runs and 25 RBIs, and just single A. So I think I'm gonna have to take that trade. I'm gonna have to go against Carter because of how our scout feels about this guy. I think I'm gonna take the risk on that. So we're gonna accept that trade. Mike Clevenger is out with a strained hamstring. He'll be out for 4 weeks. That is unfortunate. So Mike Clevenger, so far, 2-1 with a 2.79 ERA. So that one's going to sting for a little bit. Received another trade proposal from the Kansas City Royals. They want, I guess it's an okay deal. Do what you think is right. Emmanuel. I mean, the velocity is there. It's done pretty solid in single A. 24 years old, though. Just decent. And for Tyler Watson, who is also just decent. It has not done too well in Double A so far. And Emmanuel's actually a year younger. And I feel like he's got more upside. We're going to make that trade. Alright, so here we are. We made it to the end of April. Got a message from Simmons. He wants a new contract. Let's see how you're doing so far, bud. A 299 batting average. Home run, 10 RBIs. Still solid fucking everywhere. And he's durable. You know what? How much do you want? Ooh, now you're starting to get expensive. Let's wait a little bit longer and see if he kind of falls off a little bit. Maybe he gets a little cheaper for us. So let's see where we are in the standings right now. Currently second place, 4 games back from the Cardinals right now, as the Cardinals have gotten off to a freaking insane start at 20-7. But we're not too far behind them, so we're definitely off to a good start so far. As we look at on base plus slugging percentage, our best batter so far, Nico Hoerner, an 893. 2 home runs, 12 RBIs, and a 364 batting average. Off to a hot start. Awesome job. Simmons as well, 783. Home run, 10 RBIs, 299 batting average. Yan Gomes, 760. 5 home runs, 17 RBIs. Even Hayward is above a 700, 715. So far with a 227, 4 home runs, 15 ribbies. So, yeah, so far, they're definitely doing better than I would have expected. And as we go to the pitching, Michael Rucker is off to an amazing start right there. 0.38 whip, 208 ERA, and 13 innings pitched. Pretty solid there. Chris Martin in 8 innings. It's a .84 whip, 2.16 ERA. John Means, in 2 starts, 10 innings, has a 90 whip, 3.60 ERA. Chafin, as well, is below a 1. 20 innings and a 1.80 ERA so far. So the bullpen is pitching lights out so far. Manuel Rodriguez, also under a 1. 10 innings and a 1.74 ERA. So our bullpen is tearing it up so far. Starters are trying to hang in there. Best one so far is Stroman, 3-1 with 3.22. See what the owner thinks of us so far. So far, play close to 500 ball. We are 17-12. Upgraded position, center field. I don't know why it has Hayward here. We ain't upgrading a position. Hayward's been with us for like 6 years. Where you been, Tom? Current improved team stats. Starter ERA was 11th. We're up to 7th. Price, the extension was signed. Build up a team to reach the playoffs. We very well could do it this year. So we're going to simulate on to June 1st. And we got another trade proposal from the Atlanta Braves. This proposal is nothing to get too excited about, but I'm not against it. Okay, so they want to give us Victor. Ooh, man. Victor Vodnik. So far, in 16 games, 25 innings, only a 2.10 ERA. And he looks like he's going to be good, too. And they want us to give up Ian Happ, who, sorry, I'm just not feeling getting rid of Ian, even though he's been off to a really slow start so far. And I think that's what's killing this team, is he really needs to step it up, and I know he can step it up. Batted 252 last year. Did pretty solid. So far, 208, home run, 13 RBIs. Needs to step that up, and they also want us to give them Braylon. Wow, did your control really... Has it been that bad? Let's see. Okay, his stuff really went up. His movement stayed the same. And I guess control stayed the same, too, but his current potential went down, 97, 99. So he's already kind of taken a step back since the beginning of the year. And a 6.17 ERA in AA. That's terrible. So I wouldn't mind giving up him, but Ian Happ, I mean, that would be I think a tough one to stomach. Who do we really got to cover at first base for him if he were to go? So who do we really got? Looks like Yuli. Yeah, Yuli is currently rocking the DH position. Ian is in the last year of his contract too, and he's gonna want big money. And he just doesn't do it for me. Looking at his stats and his numbers, with what his ability is, I expect him to do more than what he's actually doing. He still has just been disappointing to this point in that aspect. For Victor here. And it says his future is a starter. And our scout is feeling very good about it. I'm not against this either. I think we're going to take this trade and we're going to get ourselves another pitcher, because our starting ERA has not been that solid so far. Fan reaction, yes, fan interest almost crashed. I'm sorry. No, it didn't. It didn't go anywhere at all. That's still 100 game. Don't lie to me. I don't like liars. So we're going to make that. So let's see how this changes. Going to the pitching. Yes. Victor Vodnik is actually already fourth in our rotation. So we're already getting an improvement in the rotation. I mean, he's still a sinker, slider, changeup. I still think extreme ground ball picture. I think we're gonna like him. Let's see who takes over. Okay, so it looks like Yuli was moved to first base, and then Clint Frazier was brought up to be our designated hitter. Brought up from AAA. How was he doing down there? 232, 5 home runs, 20 RBIs. So, but he's getting a 354 on base percentage. So he was doing pretty solid down there, except for his getting on base. His batting average was not great. But his on base percentage, he was over 350. I mean, OPS 841. I mean, I could work with that if he can continue that in the big leagues. And we'll save some money not having to go high dollar on Ian Happ this offseason. Right now, we're still in a rebuild. Didn't expect to become successful overnight. Andrew Chafin was diagnosed with bone chips in his elbow. Is going to be out 4 to 5 months. You know what? I'm glad I made some of these recent trades for pitchers, because that one's going to hurt. Yeah, a 198 ERA in 27 innings. He was our top bullpen pitcher. Damn, that is disappointing. Seems like these guys that get injured, it seems to be for a lengthy duration. I mean, how is our trainer? Our trainer has a good reputation. Okay, so he's good, outstanding when it comes to preventing, decent for other injuries, and he's good across the board. I mean, is there anybody else? I'm willing to take a look and see if there's somebody potentially better as a trainer. Robert, outstanding rehab arm, good leg, good back, legendary rehab other. Prevent arm injury is only average though. We've been having some problems with arms with pitchers. Prevent leg is good. Prevent back, legendary. Prevent other, good. Fatigue recovery, legendary. You know what? Actually, I think this guy might be better than ours. What do we got? 5 years, 485,000 per person. We'll take that. Matt Duffy was diagnosed with a separated shoulder. He'll be out for 3 weeks. That is tragic. Matt, my boy, how you been doing? 229, 4 home runs, 23 RBIs. I mean, not good by any means. And here we are at the first All-Star fan votings. Let's see if we got anybody. Well, Rizzo went to the Rockies. How about that? So that means I think Chris Bryant and Rizzo are back on the same team for Colorado. Yep, and there's Chris Bryant right there. It's top of the chart for... so Chris Bryant and Anthony Rizzo are back on the team for the Rockies. We don't have... Okay, Scott Efros. 3.79 ERA, 2-2, 22 strikeouts. That seems to be the only All-Star that we have right now. So we got to the beginning of June. Standings, still sitting in second. 9 games behind the Cardinals. They're still tearing it up. We've gone 8-2 in our last 10, though. Won 6 in a row, so we finished May pretty solid. Nick Madrigal, off the bench, has been doing solid. Over a 1 OPS. 423 batting average and 4 RBIs. Clint Frazier has came in and lit it up. He is on fire right now. 275 batting average, 5 home runs and 16 RBIs. Nico Horner, still 784. 312 batting average, 3 home runs, 13 ribbies. Yan Gomes, 745. 252 batting average, 9 home runs and 38 RBIs. 721 for Simmons, 277 batting average, a home run, 13 ribbies. John Hicks has also done pretty good off the bench. 2 home runs, 6 RBIs, 269 batting average. Suzuki, 711, 5 home runs, 19 ribbies, 249 batting average. So doing pretty solid batting. Doing pretty solid. I can live with that. Pitching, Michael Rucker still on top when it comes to the whip. 281 ERA through 25 innings. Cody Hoyer, 245 ERA. It looks like he's just got called up or just came off the injured list. 3 innings so far, so he's off to a good start. Manuel Rodriguez, 0.99, 201 ERA, 7 holds in 22 innings. John Means, Mike Clevenger are the next two. Mike has really started to tear it up. 2.20 ERA so far, 3-1. Jordan Hicks, man, is just not doing too well. He's not doing too solid for us. I'm going to see if I can put him on the block and see if somebody will get me a decent offer for him. Chad Green has really been effing it up so far. 409 as a closer. I expect better. Victor, we traded for him. He's not doing so solid either after 8 innings pitched. Price and Steele aren't doing so hot. Ross not doing so hot. So our bullpen's kind of falling a little. Pitching's starting to fall behind a little bit now. Let's see if we can continue on through June and see if we can try to catch up to the Cardinals at least. Marcus Stroman with a partially torn labrum. He's going to be out 8 to 9 weeks. Ouch. Stroman was doing all right, 4-3 with a 4.09 ERA, so he kind of fell off a little bit. Mike Clevenger, the strained hamstring, out 7 to 8 weeks. Mike going down again. And he 5-3 with a 388, so he was this again gonna sting. Mike, why can't you stay healthy? Okay, so Diaz is really happy for playing for the Cubs. Wants an extension. How's he doing? 323 on base percentage, 240 batting average, 5 home runs, 19 ribbies. He's been doing pretty solid so far for kind of rotating off the bench. How much are we paying him right now? 2.4. What would you want to return? 1 year, 2.6. I can meet that demand. I will submit that offer for Diaz. Yuli says that he would like to stick around. $4 million is what we're currently paying him. 279 batting average, 4 home runs, 35 ribbies. I am liking this deal so far. What do you want? And he wants even less. He's doing a team-friendly contract and wants to stay with the Cubs for an extension of only $2.6 million. Absolutely. I love when aging players do this in the game. They're like, I just want to play for you. You know, maybe I'll end my career in Chicago and I'll do a team-friendly contract. I like that. And we got a home run streak for Suzuki as we got to July 1st. 4-game home run streak. That is awesome. All right, so as we have now hit July 1st in the standings, the Reds really tore it up in June. They have passed us. We're now 3rd place, 9.5 games back. 1 game back on the wild card. So OPS, Suzuki has really been tearing it up lately. Really been doing well. 292 batting average, 13 home runs, 36 ribbies. It's up to an 855 OPS. Madrigal is still doing well off the bench. 796, 322 batting average, 4 RBIs. Yan Gomes 772, 263 batting average, 14 home runs, 50 RBIs. I don't understand why he is not on the All-Star voting list. Oh my God, it drives me nuts that he is not. He should totally be an All-Star for this, especially at his age. Brennan Davis, 748. He's really getting on base despite the low batting average. 5 home runs, 12 RBIs. Yuli, 703. 275 batting average, 4 home runs, 35 RBIs. On the pitching side of things, let's see. John Means, 0.97. 4-4 with a 3.20 ERA. So he has been doing well. Hicks has gotten his ERA to drop slightly, 3-7 with 4.60. Victor 2-4 with a 3.50. Ross and Amiley have been struggling a bit. Chad Green has really gotten his ERA down now. He's down to 2.45, 22 saves, 3-2. Awesome. I was really hoping he would turn that around. Hare has really dropped off there. Justin Steele's down to a 3.20 ERA. Brooks Wilson, in 3 innings pitched, hasn't allowed anything, it looks like. That's good. Andrew Nardi, 10.80 ERA so far, but he's just getting started, so Scott Efros, a 3.57 ERA, 4-2, 2 saves. Price is still struggling, 5.19 ERA and 43 innings pitched, but I mean, I think he's pretty much just used for long relief, just mop work. Manuel Rodriguez has gone down, 3.23 ERA and 30 innings pitched, but 36 strikeouts to only 14 walks. So not too shabby there. So we're going to sim ahead to the prospects game. We got player of the week. First time getting player of the week in this dynasty. Seiya Suzuki. Okay, so Suzuki. For the week, he batted .500, 11 for 22 with 4 home runs and 10 RBIs. That is awesome. We're going to go ahead to the All-Star Prospects game and see if there's anybody from our organization. Van Yuli does resign. Okay, so Marcus Stroman suffers a setback, and he is now going to be gone for a further 5 weeks. Ouch. All right, so we have resigned Diaz. He will be back for us for another season. That is awesome. Recovery is now unclear for Michael from his sore shoulder. It's unclear when he will be ready to play again. Sounds like it might be something a little bit more serious than a sore shoulder if he's still out. Trade proposal from Washington. I can't think of a good reason to accept this offer. So they want Jordan, who I wasn't feeling pretty solid about earlier, for Victor. Ooh, why wouldn't you feel solid about this? Maybe because of the 6.75 ERA and 20 walks and 29 innings. Control is 55 my ass. You know what? Maybe he just needs a change of scenery, though. Wait. His expectation is to be a closer, though. I don't think you're going to be a closer on this team, but I think for Jordan, that's a solid trade. And his contract is just $1.3 million. You know what? We're going to take that trade. Complete trade, yes. And fan interest increased slightly with Victor Arano. Or what do we got here? Shortstop. Hey, I like that avoiding strikeouts. First one to the park and last one to leave. So he could really improve. Let's go, Jose. So I think, yeah, 2.28 million from the Blue Jays. Let's submit and see if Jose would like to come to Chicago. So the final results, looks like, I think we only have Scott Efros. Yep, Scott Efros will be getting his first All-Star game. 29 years old. That is awesome. 3.95 ERA, 4-2 with 2 saves, 43 innings, 50 strikeouts to only 16 walks. I love it. Okay, so the All-Star Game prospects. Let's see if we can find anybody. Do we have any prospects that made it to the All-Star? Emel Aquino, closer, 2.10 ERA in 20 games, 4 wins, 2 losses, 7 saves, 41 strikeouts, and 30 innings pitched, only 17 walks. That is awesome. Only expected to be 2.5 stars, too. He might be ready to go a little bit higher than that. Let's see if we got anybody else. Jefferson Cuero. 207 batting average, 2 home runs, 8 RBIs. I mean, it's okay. Anything else? We got a left fielder here. I'm not even going to attempt that name, but a 338 batting average, 2 home runs, 14 RBIs. Sweet mother of mercy. You are looking gorgeous right now. And we got one right here, Owen Cassie. 233 batting average, 8 home runs, 24 RBIs. Pretty solid. He's batting 292 in single A. All right, so we got a couple of guys that made it. Go on now to the first-year player draft. Nico Horner with a torn hip flexor. Out for 5 weeks. No. Right before the break, too. 271, 3 home runs, 22 ribbies. Ouch. Hurry back, Nico. All right, so Aaron Judge wins the home run challenge over Pete Alonso in the finals, 21-19. Jose Lugo, we got him. Only 16 years old. I like his avoiding strikeouts potential. And if he can get that contact and gap power up, I mean, he's only 16, and it says he's got some work ethic, so, and he's durable. There's a lot to like about this kid. All right, so here we are at the first-year player draft. I basically only look at the first 3 or 4 rounds to see if I agree with what the scout recommends. Looks like we are going to be, it says we were 12th, and now we're going to be drafting 14th. Okay, so let's see what we can get. Looking at potential here. Auto draft until our pick. Scouting director recommends Riley Jackson, the catcher, the 4.5-star catcher. And he seems very sold on this guy. And his scouting accuracy is very high. Better than the OSA suggests. I like it. So his bonus demand. Okay, so we got $38 million in available budget room. His bonus demand is $2.6 million. So we are going to meet that demand. Auto draft until next pick. Recommendation in round 2, Luke Scherrer. Another catcher. I mean, honestly, trade pieces at this point. But, I mean, you got to pick with what you got on the board that you feel is the best. Only bonus demand, $750,000. I can live with that. In the 3rd round, he recommends Nicholas Sanders, another catcher. Bonus demand, recommended slot. So we're going to meet demand. We're going to meet demand on all players. I feel like that's what will get them to the team. And you know what? Draft as many catchers as you want. It's just trade pieces to this point. Kyle Crow at starting pitcher. Scout is feeling better about him. Only 18 years. That changeup looks like it could be nasty. Bonus demand, recommended slot. We're going to meet the demand. Yeah, so at this point, I'm going to let them complete the rest of the draft for me. I agreed with what was taken, what was the best off the board. We had a lot of catchers. That's fine. We're going to have a solid catcher at some point in the future because we got quite a few catcher prospects, and we can see which one kind of develops the best and then trade away the best for other pieces that we need. So, seems like a decent deal to me. Trout dominates in 4-1 win over the National League, so we lose again. How did Scott do? 1 inning and a strikeout. Didn't allow anything. I like it. There's nothing that just brings me down more than seeing one of my boys make it to the All-Star game and then just blowing goats. Okay, so Nick Madrigal will have a fractured rib and out for 3 to 4 weeks. Son of a bitch. He was doing solid for us off the bench. Boston has claimed Michael Rucker. Really? Rucker was 2-1 with a 2.14 ERA. Our manager and assistant GM got together and decided to pass him through waivers to try to send him down, and he got snagged by the Red Sox. That is frustrating. But, like I said, I do the bare minimum. I just try to put together a winning organization by getting the best players that I can, and I let my coaching staff do what they want with it. But I think that this was a foolish decision on their part. Ouch. I mean, really ouch on that one. Okay, so nothing is earned. 23 game streak without a run by Chad Green. 14 game shutdown streak by Green. That is awesome. Okay, Duffy is talking about wanting to... Oh, he thinks that his talent is being wasted. I think I'm better suited as part of a starting lineup and hope that you can respect that. I mean, I'm sorry that you're very unhappy, Duffy. Maybe we can, you know, shop you around or something and might get something good for you. Shop player around. Oh, okay. So for a one-on-one trade, they would really trade Anthony Rizzo for Matt Duffy. Rizzo so far this season is batting .277 with 36 home runs, 96 RBIs, and they actually got him to a cheaper contract than what he was asking for us. He was asking for, I believe it was 6 years, or 6 or 7 seasons for like $25 million a season. The Rockies got him for 4 years, 22.4 mil. That was something along the lines of what I wanted for him. So if we try to do, I think we're going to try to get Rizzo back here. I think we'd regret it if we didn't make this deal. Carter likes it. Done deal as soon as you submit the offer. Our available money would drop by $6.5 million to 20.6. I'm going to, yeah, that complete trade. Absolutely. Traded for an all-star. We got Anthony Rizzo back on the Cubs, baby. Back on the fucking Cubs. Welcome back, Riz. Got him for the next 4 years at only $22.4 million. I am so happy right now. Players appreciate the new leadership of Anthony Rizzo. Already comes in. Chemistry. He already becomes one of 3 captains now on this team. Rizzo, Gomes, and Madrigal. So we got a young captain and 2 veteran captains. Rizzo, only 30. God, I love that deal. Only 4 years for $22.4 million. And he has been tearing it up. Welcome back, Rizzo. Right on the trade deadline. And I think that is going to be the perfect place to stop. Right here. The standings here on August. We're 10 games back from the Cardinals. We did take back second place. We've got Anthony Rizzo back right on the last day of the trade deadline for Matt Duffy. I don't understand why the Rockies wanted to make that move. He's been having an amazing year. But that works for us, I guess. If we can rip somebody off, I mean, it's better be, you know, pissed off than to be pissed on, you know? But we're going to go ahead and call it a night there. Next video, we'll try to make it to the off season and see if we can get through the off season again. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe to keep up with us. And I hope you have a good night, day, week, weekend, whenever you may be watching this video. Have yourselves a good night.